What's the most clever way you saw someone handle a difficult superior officer? Our battalion commander, Lieutenant Colonel Baker, was notorious. West Point, Ranger tabbed, multiple combat tours. Brilliant tactician, but had the people skills of a cactus. His favorite target was Captain Reynolds, our intelligence officer. Reynolds was National Guard, called up for deployment. Former high school history teacher, not career military. Baker couldn't stand him. "Weekend warrior playing soldier," he'd say, loud enough for Reynolds to hear. Every morning briefing was painful. Reynolds would present intelligence updates, and Baker would interrupt constantly. "That's obvious. Tell me something I don't know. Is this really the best analysis you can provide?" Nothing Reynolds did was ever good enough. Most officers would either fight back and get crushed or fold completely. Reynolds did neither. Instead, he developed what we called the system. First, he started bringing donuts to every briefing. Not for Baker or everyone else. Made them complicit. Hard to enjoy free donuts while watching someone get humiliated. Second, he began including one intentional minor error in every briefing. Something obvious but inconsequential. Baker would pounce on it, feeling vindicated, then move on to the next briefing, satisfied he'd fixed the problem. Third, and this was genius, Reynolds began prefacing his most important insights with phrases like, "This is probably nothing, sir, but," or, "I'm sure you've already considered this, Colonel." Baker couldn't resist. "No, what is it?" he'd demand. Then Reynolds would deliver his actual analysis, which Baker would then claim as his own insight. "Exactly what I was thinking. Make sure you include that next time." The entire staff knew what was happening, but Baker never caught on. Reynolds was essentially using reverse psychology on a bird colonel. The masterpiece came 3 months into deployment. Intelligence suggested a high-value target might be moving through our AO. Reynolds presented his assessment, purposely downplaying it. "Probably just another false alarm, sir." Baker predictably seized on it. "You're missing the significance, Captain. This is exactly the pattern we've been looking for. We're acting on this immediately." Baker ordered the operation himself, led from the front, as always. They captured the third-highest Taliban commander in the region. Baker received a Bronze Star. At the award ceremony, he actually thanked Reynolds. "Your intelligence was spot on, Captain. I knew you had potential." Reynolds just nodded and said, "Just doing my job, sir." After Baker transferred, our new commander pulled Reynolds aside. "I know what you were doing with Baker. Smartest officer management I've ever seen." Reynolds just smiled. 20 years teaching high school history. Colonel Baker wasn't my first difficult authority figure. He returned to teaching after deployment, probably still handling difficult principles the same way. The lesson stuck with me my entire career. Sometimes the best way to handle a difficult superior isn't to fight them or appease them. It's to master the art of making them think your ideas are actually theirs. Last I heard, Baker was up for general, probably still taking credit for other people's insights. And somewhere, Reynolds is still smiling about it. Sometimes the most powerful weapon in the military isn't found in the armory. It's understanding human psychology well enough to accomplish the mission despite the chain of command. Not because of it. Reynolds taught us all that you don't need rank to lead effectively. You just need to understand what makes people tick, and maybe bring donuts. Donuts never hurt.